Welcome, everybody, to the Paws Up Halftime Report. I am Jake Gibson. That's my friend and co-host Kevin Barral. And Kevin, for the first time, we have good lighting here at the Paws Up Halftime Show. But more importantly than that, FIU is in front of Middle Tennessee by a score of 28-17. And Kevin, pretty good first half, all things considered. The first quarter especially was absolutely insane. The Panthers got out to an early lead, and they haven't given it up since.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you're looking at a lot of the individual numbers, and obviously with Kiwan, you look at where he is at right now, 21 passing touchdowns, tied with Alex Magoo for second most in a single season.
That's awesome.
Hopefully he gets one more to hold sole possession of second place, and he would need 7 more to pass. I believe it's James Morgan for the most, but I don't think that, unfortunately, I mean, unless he just blows out of the water.
Unless something pretty weird here happens.
He blows it out of the water, that won't be happening. But aside from that, Eric Rivers now just 14 yards away from reaching the Chris Mitchell record for most receiving yards in a single season. He needs 13 to tie it, 14 to pass it, and it would be 1,119 yards is the record now.
Yeah.
And Travion Barnes still a long way to go. This is a Middle Tennessee team that doesn't run the ball too often.
Yeah.
Still needs 10 tackles to break the total tackles record, which is 132. Mm-hmm. He's currently at 123, so he needs 10 more.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens. Overall, I mean, again, great first half for FIU. Kiwan connected with Dean Patterson. Some nice passes.
Yeah, Patterson's
very nice
been
catches.
amazing.
Yeah, he's been on fire.
Yeah.
And the run game's been pretty good. Middle Tennessee's Vadiato. He's a really good passer, as we know, and he's been able to get some good passes out there and getting connections with Holden Willis, which at the end of the day has worked out pretty well. And they got it going towards the end of the first half. Well,
they did. Definitely Middle Tennessee, as the game progressed, their offense got a little bit better, and Vadiato made some secure passes. And but with the exception of obviously 2 big catches by Willis, both he mossed the second guy, and then just another big catch earlier. Aside from what Willis has been able to do, secondary has locked down Middle Tennessee's offense, I would say, aside from Willis. It was obviously it is a game changer. But aside from that, we knew that it was going to be a contest between FIU's secondary and Middle Tennessee's passing offense. It started off in FIU's favor. Now it's gotten a little more even.
Yeah, not even that. Just the fact that you're seeing that how they're kind of eliminating Omari Kelly from their offensive scheme. I mean, FIU has not let Kelly be targeted once, I believe. Mm-hmm. Holden Willis is who they're going to, which is kind of a very versatile guy. You could be a tight end as well as a wide receiver. So, yeah, we'll see what happens there. I think Omari Kelly is definitely going to have to get into the playbook at some point, and they're going to have to target him. He's a fast guy. He's still fighting for 1,000 yards receiving. I don't know how far he's out from that. But, yeah, I mean, they're stopping the run as well, pretty well, honestly. So I'm impressed by that. And overall, this is a team they should beat.
They should.
We both predicted them to beat Middle Tennessee, and I think they're well on their way to doing that.
There was a bit of a scare at the end of the first half involving Kiwan Jenkins. He was limping off the field. It looked like something to do with his ankle. We saw that he went to the table. There was no injury to even put up. He went to the table, and then after a while, he's out, and then he finished the final drive for the Panthers. Hopefully this is something we don't have to worry about in the second half, but it looks like Jenkins might be okay here.
He was fine. He came out there for the last drive of the game. I think it's worth noting as well that we're seeing a lot of Amari Jones on some design quarterback draws.
I don't hate that.
And I don't mind it. Obviously, you're trying to protect Kiwan in that scenario. He's already been through a lot this season, a lot of injuries. So, I don't hate it. We'll see if he comes out in the second half. And we'll have to see how first he feels. He didn't throw a pass. He just handed off the ball.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see how he comes out of into that second half. Middle Tennessee's going to get the ball to begin the half. So, yeah, Kiwan hopefully is good to go because he still needs to help Eric Rivers get that record.
By the way, I do want to give a quick shout out and send some prayers to Markel James for Middle Tennessee. He was involved in that very nasty injury. Both teams came together, did a prayer and whatnot. He was carted off the field. I hope he's okay. It looked like something to do with his leg, but we'll leave it at that. Devontae Lyons, I'm really hopeful that he can get that 100-yard mark. I don't know how many yards he had in the first half against Kennesaw State when he ended up with 99 total. I think he actually has more than that right now with 55.
Yeah, he's well on his way to getting that, and he's just so good.
He's great.
He's super fun to watch, and he's going to be a staple in this FIU offense next season. Something to be excited when you look forward. It's something you look forward to next season. We'll talk about that, I think, next week at some point, but it's just seeing Devontae Lyons and how he progresses in this FIU offense that won't be having Flux Joseph, and who knows who else they won't be having.
By the way, Middle Tennessee, 7 penalties. A lot of pre-snap penalties for the Blue Racer. That's a big reason why their offense started off super sluggish in the first half. They've been kind of careless to that regard. In the second half, something I do want to see. I want to see some takeaways for FIU's defense. Get those picks, maybe force a fumble, and obviously, if you want to get Travion Barnes involved, help him with that record. Maybe he can force a fumble himself. I want to see Vadiato throw a pick. Right? What I really want to see the secondary do.
Yeah, not even just that. Just keep going on the offensive side of the ball. They're really getting to Middle Tennessee. This is not a good defense by any means, and FIU's taking advantage of that. And I think they need to keep doing that, to keep doing what they're doing. They're not going exactly to Eric Rivers. They're also targeting Dean Patterson, which we've seen the last 3 games, honestly. So that needs to keep going if they want to do this. And again, I think the big thing as well in the second half is just not have what happened at Kennesaw happen again.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened in the second half against Kennesaw, but they certainly tidied up on defense, and they limited Q on only 13 passing yards, and that can't happen again.
I felt like they just didn't do many adjustments on offense to keep their streak going. Hopefully they can do that this game. Boy, this is the best weather we've had for a football game this season, nice, Kevin. Yeah. It's like feels like we're inside. It's like AC weather outdoors. By the way, great field design too. Love the Biscayne Blues, the thrill and the aesthetic on the field. So we'll see. Any final thoughts before we wrap up here, Kev?
Hopefully, we're talking about some records at the end of this.
Yes, talking about a lot of records. Wishing the best of luck to Rivers and Barnes, and even Jenkins can crack some more records in this amazing season he's having. So we'll leave you there. Middle Tennessee is going to get the ball to start the second half. FIU leads 28-17. We'll be back with the Paws post-game show. Hopefully some good news to report. Should be an interesting press conference regardless. So we'll leave it at that. FIU up 28-17. We'll see what happens. Paws up.